Okay, well, it's going to be Complexity Gaming taking on Team Tinker to start this one off. Team Tinker going to be coming off of a hot win versus Cloud9 in Dota Pit. So, taking a convincing 2-0 there. That's pretty impressive, to say the least. Blaze? Are you okay?
Hey man, how's it going?
Ah, there you are. What's going on, dude?
Not too much. A little frustrated with obviously the issues that BTS are experiencing on their side of things with the outage of the internet and everything. But you know, just pushing on through, doing what we can with it. It's awesome to see these teams in play here for Starlight. We're gonna keep it rolling, and it's gonna be casting back with you, man.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've actually done anything, so it's always fun to rekindle. But, you know, bands flying on through. We're going to see the SF, the Chen, the Sniper, which is no surprise anymore. Pretty much Vengeful Spirit, Lion, and Sniper are like the three priorities that I see a lot of the North American teams take away. And surprisingly enough, Vengeful and Lion probably going to slip on through. Maybe see a Troll or something here.
Yep, so, I mean, obviously we saw Complexity doing some really good work yesterday in their matchup, and Team Tinker are rocking a 2-0 in the NA division as well, so they're looking pretty good. And I think this will actually be probably a very decisive game as far as how the scoreboards go later on. I mean, like, Complexity and Team Tinker, I would say in their current iterations have the potential to go the distance through these qualifiers, and I actually think this could be a really big deal between these two sides. Now, for those that don't really know all the players that have shuffled into some of these lineups here, obviously Team Tinker has a lot of really star names. I mean, obviously Paladai from Cloud9, Koikova through multiple rosters, reunited with Black, who was recently in China playing for Vici Gaming. Flo is Bulba, so he's been rocking it through Team Liquid and other rosters. Pink Panda is Way Too Sexy, also very popular throughout the support rotations in the North American scene. But Complexity, obviously they're still sticking with the brothers, Twinda Melons and Z-Freak, but everybody else is very kind of surprising to see on Complexity. It's Big Bad Bird and ZYZZY are really good NA players in general. And then TLK is actually Simba or Fly My Schneckel, a former member of Team Secret and Fnatic. So we'll see how they continue to build their rapport, mesh it out a little bit. But I'm excited to see especially what he particularly brings, because he just has some really good game sense overall, great outstanding off-lane play, and he definitely can make the plays happen. But you can say that about a lot of these players.
Yeah, I'm excited for Black to be on this team. Like, he's out of China. He's looking actually pretty good. He had a strong Razor performance last game against Cloud9, so gonna be fun to see what they bring to the table this time. We see Complexity prioritizing the Vengeful Spirit and waiting for their next pick, while Team Tinker get that all-important Batrider and Enigma combination. So, Batrider off lane, hype jungle farming.
It's interesting to pick both of these heroes against the Vengeful Spirit. I would say that both of them have issues against her in their own rights. Enigma, if he goes for a BKB, he wants to make sure that that black hole is always going to stick. And Vengeful Spirit is one of the few supports who just has a quick and easy ability to take you right out of that with another swap that does pierce through spell immunity. Other thing is Batrider's Lasso. I mean, you go in for the Flaming Lasso, you want to pull somebody out of position, and Venge swaps herself in, maybe sacrificially, but breaking that Lasso, getting her carry back online, like, honestly, these are two heroes you don't want to Venge to be on the enemy team, and she slips through because they prioritize the Tinker and the Sniper, the Sniper and the Wisp-bands. But Drow Venge, we could probably see Puck Visage follow through. A Wind Ranger is also really good. What was it? I did see another odd pickup that actually worked really well for them. They actually ran Complexity ran a core Enigma with it and a Viper as well. And those two heroes were actually able to put out a pretty large amount of damage. The one other thing that Z-Freak has been running a lot of recently is a support Queen of Pain. And I actually think it would work pretty well with more Drow play.
Yeah, you get that extra boost of damage from the Vengeful and the Drow. By all means, go for it. But Team Tinker, they're wary to the strat. They ban off the Viper, and I wouldn't be surprised if whatever else you listed was banned out as well. But Slark taken away. Definitely a big counter out to the Drow, as you can just charge her down. But already, man, like this composition for Complexity, there's a lot of wiggle room, and they banned the Queen of Pain support, like you said. So none of that. No shenanigans there.
Yeah, it's really interesting the way they do it, and essentially, it's just for those that don't understand it, it's a mix between a 4 position and a 3 position Queen of Pain. Essentially, she kind of at the early levels just makes sure that she gives the Drow Ranger space, and then in the time where the supports of the Radiant would start roaming, that's when she makes her way down to the bottom lane for a 1v1 matchup. Whilst TLK or Simba, he really likes to pick up jungling offlaners. So heroes that can fall back to the jungle. You got your Bat Rider Enigma, which have been already actually stolen by Team Tinker. And then you've got heroes like Axe and... I mean, there's obviously quite a few options. There are a few other meta-relevant heroes that are not really good at rotating back. The Clockwork is a pretty common one these days, and maybe something that could be considered by complexity. But the time that I saw the Drow Ranger most recently from them, they ran a full 5 ranged heroes lineup, and I would say the Puck would probably be the best offlaner in that situation. The Phoenix isn't too great in this situation,
No.
I would say.
I like the Puck because she can pick up the Ags, or the Fairy Dragon, can pick up the Ags. And once Enigma gets the BKB and stuff, go right through it, stop black holes and stuff, and sit in the back. Puck, big priority. I'm trying to think of what else they could snag up here. But, I mean, already they got the two biggies out of the way. So, there's a lot of wiggle room for this composition. If they wanted to, like, I think Troll still would be pretty good. Honestly, Battle Trance with this combination of heroes already seems nice, but it seems really gritty as a pickup. Still the damage in the range form would be spiked up a bit anyways.
Yeah, I definitely think there's some potential with that. The attacks combination is just a multiplicative increase when you consider Precision Aura and the Battle Trance. But still, I think they need control above all else. That's one thing that Drow Ranger lineups really need to focus on, is if they're going for... They're already going to have a lot of damage, a lot of early push, but they need to be able to take fights. And Lion's not bad at all.
Oh.
But the offlane, I think the offlaner and the mid are the key things they have to lock down, because there are tons of supports that'll work with the lineup. But you get a Beastmaster down... he'll give you that control that you're lacking, and you'll be able to offer another magic immunity piercing disable to go ahead and just take that Enigma out of the fight. Along with that, there's a minor aspect with the boar actually getting benefits of Precision Aura, but because the boar deals piercing damage, it's not as good. It's actually about 75% as effective.
And I got to cast the Swin Melons a couple days back, and he said that his team absolutely loves playing Beastmaster and how high of a skill cap hero that he is. And just how good of a pick he can be, especially with this composition. The Roar is going to be very important, as well as the Hawk Scouting is always good. And then we see Axe picked up for Team Tinkers, so that's going to be some solid initiation if he can get around avoiding any of that damage with the Blink Dagger as soon as he has it.
Yeah, it's also a denial pick essentially against the Visage. As soon as you see the Axe on the field, you're not going to be picking up the Visage. Venge, Drow, Visage is in general a really good combo, but Axe just absolutely obliterates familiars. He can call them, so they're not going to be able to be microed away. He's going to obviously get the spins on them since they attack fast, and they're just going to feed a ton of gold away. So although Visage probably would have been the pick for Complexity here for their 4th, the Axe just takes that off the table entirely.
And honestly, I like Axe here because Battle Hunger makes it much easier to chase down any of the opposing heroes. And the Skywrath Mage Axe combination earlier on is pretty strong once you get the blink out by sub 10 minutes. Although, and then the EU games today, the Axe DK Phobos actually picked up a Vanguard as his first major item, which was rather interesting. And ooh, the Witch Doctor is actually sick here.
Yeah, not bad at all. Now, looking at Team Tinker's last pick, this is going to be Quakova's heroes to take to the mid. In this scenario, they generally pick up the Medusa. They have Axe and Enigma to offer control. They safe lane the Axe in the hands of Black, and then Quakova will take a hard carry mid. It's kind of a solo core.
Yeah.
And the Medusa is generally the one that go with that because you've got Bat Rider Lasso to pull into the Stone Gaze, and you've got the Berserker's Call, which you can actually use to make your opponents face you as well. So in that scenario, Medusa is the ideal pick. I think Complexity will see through that. I think they will 5th ban it, and in that case, it's hard to say exactly what they'll feel confident in bringing to that mid matchup for Quakova.
And Complexity still haven't really thought of anything yet either. Albeit the Puck is still on the deck. I would like to see the Puck here to round this off.
I mean, like I was talking about
Razor
offlane Puck for sure, but Beastmaster is now in that role. So what do you think mid Puck would still be a pretty good option?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Infinity's demonstrated how good Puck can be played. And here, Puck isn't bad. You know, the bat blinks in, you just insta-coil. Enigma blinks in, you insta-coil pre-BKB. There's a lot of great situation where that silence as well is a huge impact in the fight. So I want to see Puck. There's the Medusa like you called, and hit me with the Puck. I don't know.
No, I think now you have to kind of adjust that Medusa pick a little bit. So Mana Burn would be really nice here. Simba's or TLK has been running a little bit of Nyx Assassin.
Yeah.
If they want to run Beastmaster mid, they could run Nyx off. It does break down the precision aura strat, but the other thing is Wex Invoker. I think Wex Invoker, that's one of two, I guess. Wex Invoker has really good potential with the EMP aspect, and then the Wind Ranger is actually pretty solid because she can go for a Diffusal Blade. It's a very niche pickup. It's very situational. But if you go for Focus Fire with a Diffusal Blade, Medusa won't have her Mana Shield by the end of a Shackle Shot. So,
well, they got 1 second, so...
OD? That definitely fills those shoes. Okay, so Swinmelons, he's looking at his mid to late game and saying, I can deal with this Medusa through an Aghanim Scepter. Probably not going to rush it out. He'll wait till Medusa actually starts building damage. But as a third or fourth item, I expect this OD to be rocking the Ags, and that can completely destroy Medusa's survivability.
Yeah, so this is exciting. I haven't seen an OD pick in a while. I believe I was watching some EEL and Loda was playing it, but it got destroyed. But OD here, man. This is such a solid pickup, and benefiting from the auras, being able to imprison somebody and steal their intelligence. Oh God, so good. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a good game 1, and it's been a long time since I've seen a competitive OD. I'm excited.
I saw it yesterday, so I can't.
I wasn't watching the games yesterday, sadly.
Yeah, we saw Smash. He didn't do too hot on the hero, unfortunately. It was I mean, he got some decent support, but it really didn't come online by the time the BKBs came out by his enemy. I think there were 3 BKBs when he really started hitting hard, and at that point you're like, yeah, it's okay. It was mostly the combo that they were trying to run the Essence Aura with the Necrophos. You get unlimited Death Pulse, which is really cool, but they just didn't have the tempo they were looking for, and those BKBs and Shallow Graves can really mess them up. So that was then, this is now. Team Tinker versus Complexity. If I had to just give an advantage via draft, I would actually say Team Tinker are looking pretty hot right now, but I still think there's plenty of potential for Complexity if they really execute well.
Fucking Kyle is what they have to say, but let's do the introductions real quick. Flo, or previously known as Bulba. We got Quake playing the Batrider, Quake on the Medusa, Pink Panda, I don't know if he has an alternate name, but he'll be the Enigma, Black is on the Axe, and then we got Pylai Die, former C9, playing Skywrath Mage, giving it to them last game.
Yeah, Pink Panda is way too sexy.
Way too, okay.
For those that are wondering about that one. Looking at the other side, we are going to be looking at Complexity here. We've got, on the mid, your No Tally starting OD. That's going to be played by Swindle Melons. We've got on support, Z-Freak is the Witch Doctor, and the other support is going to be your Vengeful Spirit, played by the Big Bad Bird. He's been playing pretty impressively, and he's going to start with Boots. ZZY is going to be the Carry Drow Ranger. A couple of Wraith Bands is going to be her early progression, and that is TLK, Simba, or Fly My Schneckle on your Beastmaster, and I think he's going to have a pretty good time early. I mean, he's got his Call the Wild already available, and what you can do with this early boar is actually stack your ancients for you before they ward it out. He can probably have a double stack at the minute mark and probably a triple at the next. We already see that summon, and we don't see any invasion to ward off the Beastmaster Ancients.
Yeah, and the runes were actually both given over to the Complexity side. That's interesting. Yeah.
I mean, their level 1 isn't great. I mean, they're rocking a Medusa and a Enigma for crying out loud, but you still would expect, like, maybe they could go all 5 on 1 and maybe at least force contestation on that area.
And thinking of the off lane, you know, Bulba, he's going to be struggling a little bit. I mean, the Big Bad Bird, he's just whacking and wailing away, and it's only a Boots, you know, Batrider, but he's got to be careful of the Napalm stacks, too. All right.
Yeah, I think a lot relies on the blink time he's coming up from Team Tinker. Obviously, Black should have a pretty good time on the safe lane. You might even consider creep cutting if he really wins the lane hard over TLK.
Right now, he's both the boars.
Yeah, going against the tower, killing both boars, getting all those spins. The piercing damage means nothing to him with that stout shield, and of course he's got +3 armor with the ring protection, and +40 when the call is active. So yeah, he's gonna go for a full creep cut, and what can TLK even do? Oh no! Yeah, another good call. Like, look at this. TLK is taking tons of damage. Split? I don't think he'll go down unless there's a perfect dive, but and a lot of good PRD. But no matter the case, like, Black is dominating this position.
Black has to be very careful though. The next board here, Uh-oh, mid. We got the cast coming through as well. The right clicks, are they enough? Pilot Eye's just too fast and is able to actually escape here. And Swindlemelons too, he's keeping the stacks of the imprisonment up, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, I'd use the imprisonment to set up that cast pretty well. Got 2 bounces, but not enough even against the squishy Skywrath. He's still really quick with boots 375 MS, so may not be able to mitigate any physical damage right now, but he'll be able to get out of there with by the skin of his teeth. Anyways, Koikova has taken some hits of the intelligence steal, so that is going to be limiting his potential to spam his Mystic Snake. But if he does get the bottle out at a decent time, no, going for boots now.
Really?
Yeah, like, it's interesting because the way you can do it is actually you can cast a Mystic Snake.
Oh, the Courier Snipe from Z-Freak? Possibly.
Oh, that would be pretty beastly. I mean, it's not a bottle snipe, but a boot takeout would still be really nice. Yeah, I mean, I guess in this situation, Koikova just says, okay, well, I'm really squishy here on the mid lane, guys, and you make sure that you don't get rotated on it when TLK hits 6, but otherwise, you're okay to just outmaneuver the OD and not really worry about your mana pool whatsoever. I mean, obviously, if you're a 13 mana boy, you're not going to be using the restorative anyways. So in this case, you can tank all those Astral Imprisonments and still be nearly as effective.
Thinking about that late game, you want to get a couple of those stacks up too to drop out your ulti. And the more intel it's gone, the more damage you do. That's going to be a pretty big deal. And I guess with the rotation out of the Witch Doctor for being Zeke Freak, it's going to be a little bit tougher for Swindle right now, because he's getting consistently hit out by those dubs from Pilot Die, who's still level 1 unfortunately. So his gank potential is rather limited.
Yeah, not much going to be coming from him. Again, he's fast, and the Courier is going to fly right by him for a moment, just taunting him, it would seem. But beyond that, wait. Okay, no, yeah, okay. Bottom lane, we're going to see the dive. He will get the spins off, and that's 3 points in counter helix, so a lot of damage coming out. Just a few lucky spins along with some good consistent ones, and that will be the first blood before anybody gets in range for experience. So you'll see there's nothing really gained for complexity, and although the axe goes down, he walks away with 1370 in his pocket.
I was like, oh, he's just cutting the wave again, and then he died and I missed it. I was like, oh all right. Well, there you go. A 1-for-1 trade, and it's both said safe laners here. I guess you can call TLK safe, but that's going to force some help. They definitely need it for this bot lane, and oh, Big Bad Bird. He's going to find Pig Panda. Auto attack, he's going to get the stun out as well, and it's just a swift wave, and he's dead. Soaking up some XP too from the Eidolons as well, some free gold.
Yep, so nice rotation there. The ward obviously is looking to protect him, but from specific routes, you can find some freebies like that. He's actually going to rotate back to the lane. Black does have his ulti, does have Tranquil Boots and Magic Wand, so...
He's level 6, holy crap.
Yeah, pretty safe here. He just got 6 off of that kill, but look at this, the manliness. He says, Maledict, don't care, Dunk City, baby.
And second dunk, can we go for a third? He's got the mana for it right now. Some body blocks coming in, the stuns coming out as well. TLK gonna get shot. The triple kill for Black. What the hell just happened? They wanted to set up, and they just got turned instantly. Black is huge.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, just being at level 5 when he was to get the solo kill brought him to his next degree, but to man up like that is exactly how you want to play the axe, and he was extremely confident in his team and his own survivability. He knows Witch Doctor can't have more than 2 points of Maledict. And
Simba.
TLK.
Call. Down. Spin. He tries to do the chop. The dubs are going to chase him out, though. It's going to be Pilot Die getting that kill, and just a bit of an unfortunate TP while the Bat Rider falls up top.
Tries to man up onto ZZY, 5 stacks of the sticky napalm, and almost brings him down, but in the end he's able to survive with the help of the Vengeful Spirit rotation. Moving a lot on the map. Big Bad Bird, he's been making things happen, killing off the Enigma, killing off the Bat Rider. Those are critical heroes for their early farms, so although Black is kind of snowballing out of control right now, getting to rush out the Vanguard and getting no tower in the last hit. Z-Freak, baby, with the deny, thanks to a little bit of plus 28 precision aura damage, but yeah, the Bat Rider going down, the Enigma going down. It's not as impressive as the dunks, but it's still very important for Complexity to kind of maintain a good foothold and keep their early game rolling. Because you see the emphasis they're putting on global damage output. This Precision Aura is being maxed first, and you have 2 Wraith Bands as well as a Power Treads on Agi for ZYZZY. So, yeah, he definitely wants his teammates to get a lot of damage here, and Koikova gets a little lucky with the regen rune as some of those int stacks expire.
Yeah, looking pretty good for Team Tinker right now. Although they do have to worry about the Dro. I mean, Black is just insanely farmed right now. So keep an eye out for him. See when he wants to get that Blink Dagger. Obviously, getting the Vanguard here just makes it almost impossible to kill him. And it's going to take a lot to shut him down. Like, he's just pushing up to tier 2. He doesn't care. And
yeah, and he's gonna get, when he gets his Vanguard, he can actually just go to Ancients. Like, these Ancients are being stacked extremely heavily. No Ancient stacks at all for the Beastmaster, which I feel is a bit of a mistake from Simba. And then we're gonna see Black just be able to walk on over there and claim those for himself. He's gonna have a really good game as far as just overall GPM. That Vanguard is just a great farming item, and he's gonna get his Blink Dagger following it not even 4 or 5 minutes later.
He's got a triple stack waiting for him at home, so I'm excited to see all that money just fall right into his pockets. Quakeva in the mid lane. He is struggling just a little bit. Most of that is because of the imprisonment, but he's keeping up fairly well in terms of the last hits. In terms of net worth, he is beating out the OD, which is a good thing.
Stun combo up top, a bounce back on the cast, but the TP rotation in from the Skywrath is enough to ward them off, so they're going to be fine up top, and Black makes his move on these Ancient Creeps. Oh
yeah, look at it. Look at it. He takes no damage. Look at him go. He's just spinning like crazy. Alright, so just a bunch of money going into his pocket, and he's just taking that net worth lead by storm. And, you know, we just gotta wait to see when the team fights start happening, or once the Blink Daggers are out, that's really when everything's gonna kind of shift.
Exactly, but, I mean, if the Blink Dagger can beat everybody's timing by this much, it's just gonna be Quakeva, ultimate.
Wait, what?
Turning it around.
Black hole, there it is, on to 2, chop number 1, Black getting set up, just a delivery service of kills. Look at him go, he's on a mega kill streak at 8 minutes.
Yeah, I was thinking 4 or 5 minutes later for this Blink Dagger, but with the amount of gold he just accumulated, he is only a few hundred gold off. This is insane momentum for Team Tinker, and Complexity need to make something happen. They need to get ultimates down. I think Witch Doctor is probably the most important ultimate right now. Getting his Death Ward out is actually going to give them the potential to get some kills out the other way, because as it stands, they haven't really been able to use the Roar because there's no damage follow-through towards the bottom lane. And they're certainly not holding their towers in those big positions. They do get a nice, easy kill in the top tower, thanks to Drow Ranger's insane damage output. Right now, hitting for over 200 damage per strike. Actually, a little bit close. Well, actually, no. I overshot that for a little bit. No, it's 183 damage on average, but she attacks so fast. It's just ridiculous.
Yep, so still got to worry about the Drow Ranger, albeit once the Blink Dagger is out on the axe, then she's going to have to be worrying pretty hard, but we'll see if they can peel off that axe effectively. Right now, though, Black has just got his Blink Dagger. He's got 2,300 gold in the bank, level 10 currently, so really close to level 2 Cull, and that's huge. That threshold jumps up by what? It's 100? No, it's 75. But Jesus, he's going to be so fat. He already is fat. He's going to get even fatter now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's limited progression points now. I would say that the axe is as powerful as he can be as soon as he gets to level 11 here. This timing of Blink, the Vanguard, and then getting to level 11, then suddenly he's just like on the biggest roll he can be. He's still really powerful in the late game with the potential to initiate through BKB, but right now he's just the one who can completely put the game on his shoulders. They're kind of baiting a little bit quick for top. They suspect a lane ward. They're smoking right past it, and they should be able to get a kill on somebody up top. It looks like Z-Freak is going to be the easy target with ZYZZY farming so passively.
Goodbye, friend. Z-Freak, smoke breaks, silence out. Gonna get called here, and maybe just even chopped. No, Black, he's not close enough. Blink, chop, there you go. Looking like the man at my local deli. Just cutting down people back and forth, so...
People? Oh my god.
Not people, excuse me. Well, this is not your atypical deli, obviously, but yeah, he's insane right now. 7-1. Just, how do you kill him? Can you kill him right now? You gotta wait a long time.
It's tough. I mean, I think a Death Ward is a
Roche?
pretty big... Yeah, they can. I mean, they certainly can. They have the Boar slow right now. They have the Frost Arrow slow as well. This makes Roche attack quite slower, but we'll see. No Inner Beast Aura picked up just yet, and Drow Ranger's going to be doing most of the damage with a little bit of Wave of Terror on top. Either way, it's a pretty clean kill for them, and they will be able to take that Aegis to defend their tier 2 towers. So this means that although they have lost all their outer tier towers, which is not where you want to be in this game in general, because it gives all the gold for Blink Dagger on the Bat Roger that he needs, it gives the early momentum for the Medusa. In either case, you at least have some life insurance here. But TLK,
no.
The Blink pass, they're using ultimates really effectively here, and they should get 2.
ZY. Can he die? Black hole committed. And it actually gets stopped. Nice cast coming in, but they pop the Aegis here. Can they get out is the question. Swindamelons is coming in. Right clicks galore, and with ZY coming back in, Pile Eye is letting me look to be next. The blink out from the Batrider does guarantee him safety, but they do turn that Aegis into 2 kills, which isn't the worst. But again, you don't want to lose that Aegis like that.
Yeah, I mean, the buyback was necessary there. It was frustrating, but it was necessary. So obviously the draw just goes down. They didn't really have a choice in that matter, and because of just how well Team Tinker started that fight off. And they would have loved to get the kill streak out of the Axe. If anybody goes down, they want it to be Black, but at the same time, if you're able to get an above even exchange in this kind of climate of the game where it almost seems desperately lost because of how big this Axe is, you'll take it. So it is a frustrating buyback, and I don't think TLK will have that Blink Dagger or whatever his next item is as fast as he really intends it to be, but everybody else is doing pretty good, and we're going to be seeing that Drow Ranger build up the Yasha into Mask of Madness. So a lot of movement speed, a lot of attack speed, and trying to go for the bait, but it looks like Black won't fall.
Yeah, there's no way. He doesn't see anybody else on the map. He could jump into 2 at least and probably get both of them, but not with 4 waiting in the wings. I don't see that happening.
Yeah, so it's because we see a Enigma mechanism right here, and Black is unlikely to be rushing out an AC at this time, I think we're going to see Vanguard progress into the Crimson Guard. And I just want to mention real quick that everybody's getting some damage from the Drow Ranger Precision Aura. Essentially, if you're just looking at Precision Aura alone, you do see Wave 2 going down, but they're going to get, I think, the Drow first.
No, they swap out the Drow right now. She's silent. She's trying to man up. The Mystic State doing some damage. Do we have anything to stop this ward? The call doesn't connect. And Black, is he going to go down? Finally, no. The blink forward comes in. The last cell's going to bring ZY in. They do bring down Black. The Witch Doctor gets the kill. A TP comes out, and that's definitely what Complexity liked. But losing 2 for that is still not putting them in the lead.
No, actually, they are actually... It's 6.83 or 6.82 gold mechanics really don't kick in until there's a gigantic net worth advantage, and right now it's only been hovering around 5,000. So it's not the biggest exchange. Obviously, the Witch Doctor profits substantially, but the team as a whole still loses in that because those were just more critical kills coming in from Team Tinker. But yeah, we're actually going to see the Blade Mail come out from the Axe here, so I actually prefer that over the Crimson Guard. I'm a big advocate for Crimson Guard in a lot of games, but this one, you can't block the Death Ward's damage. Everybody's really just...
Seems Blade Mail.
Putting out a... Yeah, it is going to be Blade Mail. I'm saying that Crimson Guard is not a great option for his team right now because of the fact that, like, there aren't that many just low-hitting physical right-click aspects. I mean, the Boar is the biggest one, and that's really... They'll be used the Boar for the slow, not for the damage, so... Everybody, with the pure damage coming out from the OD, with the Death Ward being unblockable, yeah, you don't go Crimson here, you go for the Blade Mail, and this is going to force a couple of heroes to go for the BKB. The OD would love to just slam and jam down some damage, but he actually probably will have to build BKB as his second item here.
You think so? Really?
I mean, the other option is that Black will just be able to jump on top of you. You'll be doing pure damage to him with every strike, and he'll be Blade Mailing it. Yeah. Like, Black is going to just make Swindlemelon's public enemy #1 every single time he looks to initiate because he can just jump on him, use the Blade Mail, use the call, and Swindle will die within that call because of how the Arcane Orb toggle.
Okay, so... You don't think Yules or anything, like a 4-stat, I guess? Yeah, you're right, BKB. BKB is the best choice, whatever, I'm not going to question you. But, let's see, up top here, we got Bulbo with Black, ready and waiting to initiate on anybody who does, extend up a little bit further. But for now, the supports are kind of farming up. Swindamelon's still using that Midas to bring himself to about 2,000 gold, so he's farming up a Storm. Black coming in, gonna get spotted out by the Boars, and his potential gank is now done. The best thing about this Beastmaster too is the Hawks are gonna really be able to give a lot of information to Complexity. Yeah, vision and control is what Beastmaster is all about. He does put out a little bit of damage, amps his entire team, but the big thing is just really setting it up so they can go for the right fights. And with items like Blink and BOTs, he can really extend his reach to a very real degree. And don't get me wrong about the BKB. I don't think anybody in Complexity want to go BKB against Team Tinker's lineup. But this Blade Mail is really forcing it out, where OD in particular does a ton of damage against a Berserker's Staff. Yeah, no, he'll wait till second or third item. You never want to go first item BKB. There's only like 1 or 2 heroes that you'll ever do that on, unless you're playing air DM. But what I'm saying is, eventually he's gonna have to pick it up, or he's literally gonna be like 4-shotting himself with his own Arcane Orb pure damage. The Blade Mail just actually is a really
good item to force out
Oh,
those
Bird.
unwanted BKBs.
It seems to be the word, as he now gets just destroyed. Mystic Flare coming in, and Black gonna take the kill with a chop. Oh boy, he does not care, and Black having 8 of the 12 kills too. They're really asserting their dominance on the map. Even with the Hawks there too, they knew that they were up, pushed towards their tier 2.
Sometimes you just have to step into areas that you know are a little bit unsafe because you need to spread the map a little bit. You need to get into positions where you can farm or find some degree of farm, but they have just such great extension with Blinks with 4 staffs, and yeah, they're going to be able to really pursue them all the way to the base, and in Batrider's case, even beyond the walls there.
Okay, Imprisonment coming out onto Black. They're delaying them from pushing right now. The Cask actually bounces on the Bulba. Some good damage possibly going to come out. No, Bard, Big Bad Bird was actually slowed up a little bit. The Mystic Snake going to bounce and do quite a bit of damage as well. It bounces off of the Courier, I believe, to Z-Freak, and they get the deny. Swinmel's going to get it. Can they find a Blink Call? Blink Lasso? Anything? Blink Call on a Z-Freak. And the damage coming in, and they should be able to just swiftly chop him down. There you go. But the Outworld Destroyer dropping out the ultimate does do quite a bit of damage. But again, there's just not much damage from Complexity to follow after. Even with the Cask bouncing away, there's just nothing to follow suit.
Yeah, it's tough position right now. Obviously, the last is going to be on cooldown for a little bit. They're not afraid of the black hole with the mana cost that it's got up against Way 2 right now, but I mean, Team Taker have just complete map control. Complexity are backs against the wall here. They'll finish up a Dominator and ZY. They'll get a Manta style soon enough, but none of these items put Complexity back in the game. Even if they can break through the barrier they're at right now, trying to break down these heavy initiators, the Axe, the Batrider, the Enigma, they still have a hard carry to deal with. Koikova is farming up nicely. Lincoln's to deal with Primal Roar primarily, and if he ever gets a good setup for that Stone Gaze, like he's able to do so much damage in the fights. He actually is going to go for 1 point in Stone Gaze here, so he won't get that extra coefficient of physical damage bonus, but I guess the big thing is to disable anyways.
Yeah, give everybody turn to the stone for a little bit, and then allowing the Axe to kind of just go through and pick his merry way of who he wants to chop. But Lincoln still for Quakeva. He has nothing else in the bank, so he's not doing that well in the farming aspect, I guess. Well, even with the straight Lincolns, he still hits for a little bit. Why does he have -3? What's giving him -3 right now?
For the Medusa, it's the activation of Split Shot.
Oh yeah, okay.
It does actually apply like negative. I would say it's green damage that it's taking away bonus damage instead of taking away base damage. So it's red damage, I suppose.
Blink call in. They find themselves Swindle Melons.
Oh, and that's a huge, like, this is a hero you want to keep picking. Like, obviously the Drow Ranger is a great hero on top, but if you just keep on forcing buybacks from the OD, he'll never get to the items he needs.
They swap ZY back. Oh, Swindle Melons buyback too? Oh god, he gets lassoed back in.
He's so screwed.
And chop number 1, he imprisons himself to be set up for a chop number 2 from Black. And there, oh, never mind, just gets a spin instead, and Enigma picks up the kill. So
yeah, I think that actually is the game losing dieback there. I mean, it's not his fault entirely. Like, picks offs are going to happen. This team just has incredible initiation. Team Tinker are really just predicting movement, understanding Complexity's weaknesses, and forcing the issue across the entire map globally. They have great vision. They have great tools. They had great tempo on the bottom lane. It's not really Complexity's fault, but like to get back into this game, OD suddenly needs to churn out 3 big items. He needs the BKB, he needs an Agadams, and he needs a Hex. I think that is going to be when I feel confident in Complexity once again, and even with the Hand of Midas, that'll probably take 30 minutes, and they've probably got 5.
Alright, so you think in 30 minutes? I'm thinking the game is probably still over, so we'll have to see how that goes.
I actually think if like suddenly it just became a farm fest for 30 minutes straight, I would give Complexity an edge in that situation. But Team Tinker are not going to back down. They have this momentum, and although they definitely can fall back on Quakeva scaling, they don't need to risk that. They can just keep on doing their thing. They can keep on controlling the map, find one good pick off on the OD that doesn't have buyback, and suddenly you're losing your racks. So obviously they have to worry about the Death Ward. The Beastmaster does have a little bit of AoE control with the Primal Roar's pushback. It got buffed up in the radius, so they have to worry about like not being able to break through that cone of the high ground up against the Roar Death Ward, but in general.
They find Quakeva. They do end up popping off his Lincolns. He uses the Stone Gaze and just kind of walks out. Meanwhile, you know, Swindle Melons,
He goes down here a lot.
Yeah.
I gotta say that.
This is like the third time he's died down here.
Gotta use that Midas. It's off cooldown. Find the
no.
creeps. Oh, finding pilot die.
Can they get it? Free kill?
Big rage creep here.
Okay, they get one. Mystic Snake coming in. Oh, they use the Primal Roar with the Death Ward. And Bulba getting 4 staff from the wave, and the auto attacks coming in are enough to take him down. Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, I'm short cooldowns on their ultimates, so finding a kill like that is certainly valuable. 1,600 gold going in their way just for a support and a offlaner pickoff, and they'll be back at full function very, very soon. But I would hope that they go for Roche here. Like, I would like to see them all just say, okay, well, Batrider can't invade the pit, only the Axe can. Medusa doesn't have call. So as long as we don't get hit by a call and a black hole, second, you have to have somebody scouting for that. But if you, otherwise, you can go in the pit. You can go have Drow take that down really quickly and be so much more comfortable in your position on the map because you have an
Bloodstone. All right.
Dude, he's getting so many kills. Like, he'll have unlimited power.
Imagine if you just had gone for an Ags instead. Why not? Just one spin and just chop and they're dead.
Ags on the Axe is actually not that fantastic anymore. Like, they nerfed it so hard, you might as well just go a Dagon.
Okay, well, here's going to be attempt number 2.
Look at this blade mail damage, though.
Dead.
Get swindled. Like, he actually destroys himself. Like, the spins obviously hurt, the battle hunger, the right clicks, but I'm actually gonna... obviously we don't have his death recap, but we can look at the combat log a little bit and just see how much damage OD was taking from his own attacks, because the blade mail reflects quite a bit there, and obviously everybody just getting involved there gets a quick and easy kill on him.
Yeah, I unfortunately don't know how to work the combat logs because I'm not much of a stats man or a person who checks that, really, but...
Well, he's only got 9 armor, which makes the counter helix do, I guess, mostly the brunt force of the damage still. There were like 4 spins in there, or 5 spins, so it took 132 damage each. But, yeah, it's still just... It's not a situation you want to be going up against. This Blink Axe just taunting you all day. Swindle is just feeding relentlessly, and there's really... Unless there's Venge swapping every time, and she's only level 10... you're not going to be able to bail out of that situation. You just have to be farming at your steps every time. And even then, with the Aegis, I think Team Tinker are looking to break high ground, and they're going to take the fight to complexity even on those steps.
So, you think it's just one and done already? Just off the back of the Axe, as well as the Medusa getting huge? So, I think it's pretty much the same, and maybe just think about the next game. Get into the next draft, and see where you can go from there. I mean... admire complexity for still holding on and try to find their way back into this game, but Swindle, he's kind of nowhere near his next item, unfortunately.
Yeah. I really feel like Team Tinker just in general researched complexity a little bit more. Like the read there of picking up the Enigma Batrider might not have made sense in the sense of counter synergy because the Vengeful Spirit is really good at dealing with those heroes. But they knew that the Enigma Batrider is the only 2 heroes that Simba has been playing for complexity, like the entire time. So they wanted to take him out of his comfort zone, make him do something different. The Beastmaster is not bad, but it obviously wasn't what they were looking for in that matchup against the Axe. And when you look at what was banned against Team Tinker, I mean, there were some decent bans there, but letting through that last Medusa, that seemed like an obvious go-to, and obviously Black Axe, he's making his mark on the map.
He's looking for another one right now, gets the call in, gonna go on to Swindle. Even with the stun, the chop does get cancelled. He gets imprisoned, can he run away though, and tries to TP and just dies. So that kind of sucks. And now Big Bad Bird 2 is gonna fall. He swaps out, he's just kind of playing around the room, and just a swift chop. Almost taking down the Skywrath Mage with him, but yeah, that's a really bad trade.
Man,
It's not even a trade, it's just a loss in general.
If deaths were kills, man, it's just 1 in 6 OD. It's just, it's too much. Like, I would actually be just rage quitting this game pretty soon. Like, obviously they still want this win really bad. They really need to build up their points against the higher tier teams. Like Complexity, they've shown that they could take on the lower tier teams really nicely, but they want to make sure that they're pulling themselves ahead against matchups like this. And so they really do want the win, but at this point, you're just so desperate, and you're 1 in 6. Like, that is just a frustrating state to be in.
Yeah, so Black even gets the Lincolns from the Quake Fund. I mean, he just tanks. Look at him go. Doesn't care about that tower. Just gonna go to the high ground, and I mean, at this point, they just may as well look to dive and end the game. Slow connecting onto Swindle Melons, and at some point, there's the lasso. Gonna blink in. Blink calls to the back, though, onto Big Bad Bird. Just gonna look to chop him out if they can, and never mind. Quakefoot is getting the kill. He's on a killing spree. Z-Freak gonna get chased out. Buyback actually not coming in. That's just a TP from ZYZZY. And looks like this first set of racks is gonna be going down. They use the roar onto Black, but
not gonna do much.
Yeah. Z-Freak should be dead, and that should be game 1 going over to Team Tinker.
I don't know. I mean, even when they had like the Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster, it didn't get the counter initiation at the time he wanted. He wanted to get the roar on the Bat Rider, and just was a little too slow on the draw. The cast was also in mid animation before Bat Rider forced out of range. And Vengeance to level 10. Like, these are the 3 tools they have to respond to these situations. None of them came into play, and overall, it just was a really bad laning phase that got out of their control very quickly. So hopefully they just start banning this draft, because Team Tinker has run this draft a couple times before, and it's been just as effective every time. Just ban this mass initiation plus Medusa, because these initiators are something that Complexity obviously aren't experienced enough with one another to respond to just yet.
So we'll see what next game has to offer, but for now, Complexity, still, they're looking like a bit of the ending of the Titanic, you know, just hanging on to that door, or just hanging on to their girl's hand and not looking to let go. But unfortunately, Leonardo DiCaprio will have to let go and die. But I don't know, we'll think about next game. Maybe that boat won't sink, and we'll maybe see a game 3.
Yeah, I mean, they just need to go into this second game a little bit more fresh. TLK just has to look at his team and says, Scar saying about it, we need to be prepared. This is important. We need to look into what they're running, try to ban it out, and get involved, because, yeah, this is not working. They are going to go for, I guess, one last hurrah. It looks like it's going to be some farming. They're not going to get any items I can imagine.
I don't know how they do this. I really don't.
Crit on Drow's fine, but it looks like it's 5-man bottom. Let's go, boys. Take this tier 2 or bust. You
know what I like, though? I like that Tinker are going to be able to like rile up the scene just a little bit. Like they have a lot of high talent players, and seeing Black play against NA teams too, it's rather interesting because he is crushing them right now. Like what they did to C9 too.
He's Canadian now. That's
yeah, he is.
How it works.
Oh,
so
okay.
He's moving to Toronto apparently. So
all right,
it works, I guess.
Yeah, he's America's
From
hat.
Germany to China to Toronto, Canada.
Dude, he's got like citizenship.
There you go.
And I mean, if Tinker's ever like in the finals of a tournament, everybody's gonna be chanting USA, USA.
The international wonder boy.
The wonder child of Germany. So, all right, Quakeva, ready to lead the charge and ready to get themselves some megas. There's some ranged racks in mid, and this game should be done soon. I mean, if Complexity win a fight, it'll probably be like a 15,000 gold and XP swing, but how likely is that?
Yeah. I actually think that like Quakeva has been forced to play more aggressively than he'd prefer to. Like, this is a low GPM for Quakeva. He would normally have like another 2 items. I guess there's the Manta style, but like he would normally be just like farming crazy. But X is taking all of his stacks and forcing them to keep pushing and killing, and he's like, I just want to farm. But they just wanted to end the game now. 30 minutes in, this second or third lane should fall, and yay, they get the bottom tier 2 tower. Success.
Hooray, good push. But Blake Lasso coming out of the Z-Freak. He's got the cast bouncing around, and he's just dead. So burning around in the trail. It'll be a split kill, and now they look for the kill onto Swindlemelons, which he actually gets swapped, and auto attacks from Quake for slowing everybody down with the Mystic Gaze, and there you go. So that's game 1. Black Hole committed. This is like the second or third Black Hole of the game. Chop number 1, chop number 2, godlike for Black, and that's it. Game 1 is done.
Can I just request for the between game song to be the Titanic flute in honor of this game?
We're doing it.
It's bad, dude.
We're going down with the ship. So we'll go to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have game number 2 between Team Tinker and Complexity to see if they can bring it to game 3. I'm EGAD or EGADCasts on Twitter, and joining me here is Blaze or BlazeCasting on Twitter. Follow me on the Summit, Starlighter, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all the likes, and we'll see you for next game.